Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on the program. Karen Diaze, coming to you first on the happenings in Migori County, which apparently is unfolding in the capital, Nairobi. And we have seen the murder charge that places Governor Obado at the center, or at the epicenter of all affairs pertaining the gruesome murder of Sharon Otieno. But the fact that the EACC is now lining up probably 2 billion Kenya shillings fraud charges against them, is it literally staring at a double tragedy situation? And being on the cliff, what is the salvage point at this point for Governor Obado?
Good morning, viewers. First of all, from the onset, I would like to send my condolences to the family of Sharon Otieno and say from the onset that since the murder case is under investigation and is before a court of law, I will not, I'll reserve my comments. But on what is emerging now on corruption and other issues that are surrounding the governor, I think people can now see that devolution is a good thing. Because if one person can go away with close to 2.3 billion shillings, and that is money that can change lives down there. That is money that could do a lot down there. In fact, I can dare say that if that 2.3 billion was put into proper use, all the feeder roads in Migori County would be tarmacked by now. So I think it is a clear show. And given that this is the same person who has gotten a second term, it really indicts the people down on the ground. What is the standard of leadership that you want in positions in elective positions? Because if you can give such a person a second term, then it is not the person who has a problem; it's the electorate who have a problem, and it's widespread. It's not just Obado. And especially the position of governor, it is emerging that the electorate really made a big mistake across board. It's not just Migori, it's across board with the level of corruption and the indictment that you see most counties have suffered, and especially when you read the Auditor General's report. It is a shame, and I can also tell I also demand that the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission digs further, because apart from the 2.3 billion that is being, but that we are hearing now, I think there's more money, more than that. If we go along the number of properties that he has acquired along the way, it's more than 2.3 billion.
Okay, Danny Gokato, let me come to you on this then. What we have at the moment is perhaps a cocktail sense of scenario, to the extent that there is a case that is mixed up. On one hand, the governor is facing a murder charge. On the other, we have him placed at this epicenter of perhaps embezzling 2.3 billion Kenya shillings by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. Two government agencies or entities clamping down on one entity, that is Governor Obado. And here I have 23 companies that have been registered since October 2014 to July 2018. And what has been the money that is clearly spent here amounts to the 2.3 billion Kenya shillings. You have media companies, you have consultancy, technology, ICT services, and investment by the governor in Migori County. But equally, does it also speak to the fact that not only the murder charge that he is facing, of course we need to circumspect around the details or the nitty-gritty, but does it come again to haunt him in the sense that he has mismanaged and mishandled the economy of Migori County, and thus in the long term affected the full realization of the devolved system of governance, which is now in the second phase?
Well, good morning, viewers. I think at this point is where we usually say, when the Swahili old men said, mbio za sakafuni,
uishia ukingoni.
I think for Obado, time has come. He can no longer run any further, because I think also there's a way in which fate works against you, because you realize that after the story of Sharon Obado's Sharon Otieno's murder case is when the county government became keen in regards to the corruption allegations. And the agencies have been able to unearth all this mystery in the county, and to realize that only one governor can amass, or rather loot, 2.3 billion. I mean, it's a sorry state of affairs, because that shows that this is what is happening in all these counties. And the way my friend is putting up that indeed counties have money. The only people that are making this a problem is the people who are running it. So for me, I think for Obado right now, it's a situation where he'll have to fight too many wars because we are awaiting the ruling on bail. We are not sure the reasons that the court will give. But in regards to the corruption allegations, this is now an economic and anti-corruption crime. This is very different. Possibility, he might be released on bail and now arrested for this other crime. So, I mean, it's a situation that he'll have to put up a fight through his lawyers, but it's something that he must face because I think he brought this upon himself.
Kerry Ndiazi, then when you look at the entire spectrum of the devolved system of governance, what we have had ever since 2013, when we ushered into the devolved system of governance, has been the county chief executive officers who have been seeing themselves or viewing themselves as perhaps semi-gods. And there were subsequent reports by the Auditor General who has accused governors, respective governors and county governments for failing to properly account for the money that is allocated to them by the National Treasury. Now we have anti-graft war, which has been started from the top by President Uhuru Kenyatta and is now trickling down to the county levels. Can Obado's story, coupling up with the other stories that we have seen, the arrest of Sospita Ojamong, the former Nairobi governor Evans Kidero, and the host of other governors who have been put under the spotlight by the investigative agencies, open up perhaps new dimension or new spectrum to the extent that investigative agencies will be clamping down on those who have embezzled or mismanaged the public coffers at the country level, and in the end have a success story of the larger war on graft countrywide?
Good question, Ayub. I think it is a sorry state of affairs, very sorry state of affairs. There's something that former PS Minister of Interior said one time, that from 2013 to 2018, the level of corruption has risen by 230%. And I don't know if that can't cause anger among Kenyans. I don't know what will. Because 230% means that 3/4 of our national budget, which is at 2.something trillion, 2.8 trillion, 3/4 of that budget has been embezzled. Today, I've just read the Business Weekly, and it says that by the time Uhuru leaves office, he would have left the country with a debt of 7 trillion.
That is 2 trillion extra what we have already.
Yes, 2 trillion extra what we have already, having inherited a debt of 1.5 trillion shillings. Now he's leaving us with a debt of 7 trillion, which means, and that is projections from the ministry itself, the Ministry of Finance, experts from the Ministry of Finance. Now, that means that it is not just the central government. These debts are going to be accumulated because even at the county government, we have been siphoning these funds.
Because